All right, so here is a full walk around of this 1986 F-150 XLT Lariat that I have listed for sale on Marketplace. Now, to start with, I got this truck about a month ago. It was sitting for a very long time, 10 years as far as I could configure. And because the carburetor had caught fire and melted some wiring and they didn't get it fixed. The owner unfortunately passed away. But looks like he kept very good care of this thing while it was running. And so we're just going to cruise around the outside here. So since I've had it, I've kind of shined up the paint as much as I can, replaced the bumper as it was twisted on one side and missing some of the plastic. So I took the tusks and everything off of it and put a regular one on it. It did have a tube grill in it, and I changed it out with a different tube grill because the other one was a little bit rusty. And so that's basically all I did up there. As I said, I shined up the paint a little bit. This side, the paint is not great, as you can see. This door was caved in. I did pull it back out, but you can see there's still a little bit of a wow right there. Not too bad. The wheels were old chromies that were just rusted out completely. The tires were from 1990 something. So I put a different set of wheels and tires on it. Brand new center plastic caps. Let me see here. So as you get back here, you know, we got a little bit of a crease right there, a couple little creases. Can't really get those out, but I did pull on them just a little bit. Exhaust, as far as I know, is just a couple of they might be glass packs or something. It sounds pretty good. We'll start it up here in a minute. The canopy. Now the canopy is looks like the same vintage as the truck itself. Has your tie down racks right there. That does have a hole in it. I haven't switched that out, but somebody, if they wanted to fix this thing up, they could. I haven't really put any time into this camper shell at all. The front tank works. Back tank has holes in it, but I do have another tank that's going to be included with the truck. Fuel gauges don't work for either tank as far as I can tell. Back here, now this is exciting. These doors work really well. Look inside here. The inside of the bed is kind of typical. You know, this is wood finished inside, and looks like there's a leak around there. And so that wood's kind of rotten and everything, but I mean, it is what it is for this old canopy. These are all the parts that I took off the engine. I'm including absolutely everything that I took off. Number one, for reference. Number two, if somebody wants to put some of that stuff back on, it's all the emission stuff. It's pretty much all capped off. Also, I got an air conditioning line right there, the original 5.8 HO air cleaner. And I will include a new air filter for that, but it doesn't fit on it with the configuration that I have right now, as you will see. Something really exciting about this is that the keys are included and they work. So, hardly ever see one this vintage that has keys that actually work. The lights that have the lenses work, those three don't. It's all just a connection issue, and you can't get lenses for those anymore, so you'd have to switch those out to get all those to work. But that's up to you. That's the next owner. Tags are good in Oregon for 2 years. I do have the title in hand in my name. This side is in great shape. Really good shape. The paint is really good. It's just a little dirty right now, as you can see. I've been driving it. I drive it every day. This is really the only big snafu on this side is right there, and your guy could probably pull that a little bit if you took the canopy off and make that a little bit better, maybe with a paintless puller or something like that. Other than that, I mean, this right here, there's got a couple little things. These are from the outside, not the inside. This is not rusted at all. Little ding right there from the inside out. Cab corners, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Up here, got a little bit of surface rust right here, but I mean, I've seen way worse than that. There was really no body cancer in this thing to speak of. It's, you know, usually it's rusted out the bottom of the doors. It's usually rusted out the cab corners. Got a little bit of just surface rust. There's no rust all the way through on this thing. Also looked underneath it and checked the floorboards out on both sides. No rust coming through there. So coming all the way back around, it is missing that emblem right there. Most all the aluminum trim's in great shape. Got a little nick right there, but not too bad. This looks like it's been munched. This is where that bumper was in, and it looks like they tried to bond with that. And it, when I say tried, you know. So yeah, little paint, pretty thin in some spots. The clear coat is basically gone up here, and here you can see where it's gone, but I was able to kind of shine it a little bit and darken it. These things are super hard to find. I'm going to include that. A lot of people are looking for that bug guard, and that's been on here for a long time. Okay. One thing before we dive in too far I wanted to point out was these doors. Check this out. Oh, just like that. This thing shuts great. Let's check out the other side. That is pretty much the best of any Ford that I've owned, any of these old Fords that I've had a bunch. The fact that these things, look how easy that shuts. There you go. Awesome. Okay, little dent right there. I do have more mirrors if you want perfect mirrors. I can include those. This one's perfect on the outside, but it is cracked right here. I might just switch those out anyways. Okay, let's go inside. This interior is amazing. The seat is, it's just color faded is all. There's no tears really to speak of. There's a little snag on the side right there, but this top cushion, these are great. If you look at the back here, it still has the cardboard insert here. Comes with their sunshade. That's nice. Dash has had this on it. I have not taken this off. I mean, I peeked underneath there, and it's cracked in the normal place, but this matching carpet deal is just gonna stay on there. No reason to take it off. I did replace the power window regulators on both sides. They were both stripped out, so I replaced both of those with ones that I had in my stock. They all work great. I did replace the outer sweep on this, the inside one for the door panel. It still needs replaced. I can include them if you want, but you do have to cut those off and rivet them back on, basically, or staple them back on. They're kind of a special way to do that from the factory that I don't have the ability to do. So, but like I said, I can include those if you want. I did put new weather stripping in here around the windows, and so those are good. It is missing this piece. I have one, but it's not the right color. So if you want to order the right color, you can get that one, but that's not a big deal just for that one. It is on the other side. Fine. The steering, it's got a little bit of slop in it, but it's way better than it was. I actually took this all the way apart, and there was a pin that was broken in here, and I replaced that pin with some stock that I had and made it way tighter. The tilt does work fine. This shift's fine. It's a little stiff because it was basically frozen from sitting, and so I lubed it up a whole bunch and I got it to work, so it does work fine. It's just not as easy as some of the other ones that I have. I took the dash all the way apart, cleaned everything, detailed all of the instrument, the cluster, changed all the bulbs to where they work good. I did lubricate the speedometer cable, but it still has a little bit of a hiccup in it. So when you're cruising down the road, it jumps a little bit, but not bad. That'll probably get better over time as it gets driven. All the HVAC works except for the AC doesn't work. It doesn't have a pump, as you can see as I get in underneath the hood. But look at this carpet. This carpet is in excellent shape. This not torn a bit. It's just got a little dirt in it because, like I said, I do drive it every day. Comes with the Tasmanian Devil matching floor mats, so that's pretty cool. E-brake, this was frozen and wouldn't stay when I got it, and so I took it apart, lubed it all up, put it back in, so it does operate really well. Switch works for the high and low beam. Got the cup holder in here because it doesn't have any cup holders, and I like to drink my coffee. Fuel selector does work, but like I said, back tank does not. It's got holes in it, so it didn't work. I did fill it up, or I did put gas in the back tank, and I tried to switch it, and I didn't get it to pull any, so I'm not sure if it's clogged or what, but either way, that tank needs to be taken out. Radio is not original, but it is old and it does not work. The clock though does work. As you can see, it lights up. I haven't been able to set it. I think you got to push really hard in order to set that, but I didn't worry about it because the battery's been hooked up and unhooked. Back window, it does operate, it opens, but I do have some like tape in here because it's got little vents that make noise because of this canopy. This is an aftermarket one or a dealer one. It's not a factory Ford one, and so I would recommend switching it out with the factory Ford one because this one's a little noisy. Headliner is intact, although I did pin it up there because it was sagging so bad, and it's a little shrunk. You can see it's kind of separated right there, and it's the same thing up here. It's a little shrunk, but it's there. So you could easily recover that. The cardboard is fine. I did bend these up a little bit because they were sagging down a little bit. Rear view mirror has got that normal weather right there in the middle, but it still operates fine. Let's look underneath the hood, and while we're right here, we'll fire it up. All right, so existing lines sitting there for the AC pump, which I did take off. I can include a working pump if you want to get the air conditioning back going again, but it does have to be completely flushed, serviced, probably some parts replaced because it hasn't worked in a very long time. It was frozen and I had to cut the belt off in order to get it running. So what I've done underneath the hood though, really, it's mostly right here. I did replace the intake manifold with an Edelbrock Performer that I had laying around, and this is a 650 double pumper Holley carburetor, manual secondary, manual choke, which is just pinned right now, not hooked up. Really, it starts fine without choke. You just have to warm it up for a second before it'll idle. Replace the coil, replace the distributor with a brand new one. These are new plugs, wires, cap, rotor, all that stuff, maintenance items, newer air filter. This is just one that I had that would fit. You'd have to change this back here in order to get the factory one to stick on there, because this vacuum line goes straight up going to the brake booster. Smog pump is here, but it's frozen, no good. Emission stuff, like I said, EGR stuff is capped off. I have a see-through fill filter on here to kind of monitor things, to make sure, you know, not getting any junk from the tank, because I'm still using that front factory tank. Reservoir overflow and all that stuff works. I even got the windshield wiper splashers to work. I did have to replace this wire harness that went here because it got burned up in the carburetor fire. Replaced a couple other wires up here. Replaced also the headlight switch and the wiper switch. They were both bad from sitting. Got some moisture in them. This is still the original module. Don't see anything wrong with that. Original. It doesn't really overheat, although this feels a little loose. I do have a couple of extra clutch fans if you want one, but like I said, it didn't. I drove it on an 80-degree day. It didn't overheat at all, so it was fine. You can see the remnants of the carburetor fire right there, but all that stuff has been fixed, and a lot of this stuff is actually replaced before I even got it. It looks like they just maintained this thing and replaced a bunch of parts before it had that problem 10 years ago. So yeah, good to go. Solid truck, runs, drives well, good oil pressure. Like I said, doesn't overheat. It's a pretty solid truck, and it drives excellent. It actually, the shocks work good, steering works good, brakes work good. it really drives better than my 1980 that I have over there. It drives better than the little 80 F150 right there. It even drives better than the old Bronco right here. Thing drives great. And so asking price is, I think I have it at $3,500 right now. I think I lowered it $2,900 on Facebook Marketplace. If you want this truck, just reach out. We could work out something. Most importantly, I just want it to go to somebody who loves these trucks. You know, I hate to see it get destroyed. I hate to see it just sit. It really is a great truck, and somebody should be enjoying it. So I know what I've got into it, and I know what I'd like to get out of it. So just reach out. Located in Hermiston, Oregon. All right, talk to you later.